Welcome everyone. Anaheim 1 is over with. And we are here gonna wrap up Anaheim 1. It's a pretty frustrating race. It was a pretty frustrating main event for me to watch. But we're gonna oh I'm playing MSGB Pro, so bear with me here. We're gonna I'm gonna share my thoughts on really the whole night, but we're gonna spend most of our time on a certain number 3 rider. But let's go over this. First of all, this new announcer, Lee Difer, I believe his name is. I was when I heard he was gonna be on and heard him in the practice shows. I was ready to just tear into him, and actually, he did not do that bad. He did pretty good. Um, he's I just Ralph Sheen's still my boy. He's always gonna be my boy, but I wouldn't mind. I don't mind this guy being in here for a few weeks to commentate for Ralph's not here. I don't mind this dude. Lee Difer did good. Everyone else was back on the broadcasting team. It was really only Ralph that was missing, but that's not what we're here to talk about. The track was gnarly last night. I'm gonna tell you right now, that track was gnarly. And I'm blaming the track on why Roczen didn't do very well, or why Roczen underperformed last night, but we'll get to that later. I'm gonna get to the biggest talking point of the weekend first. Austin Forkner. Yes, Forkner on the 52 gets taken down by Cooper in the heat race, and my opinion on that is I don't think I like it that much. I think they should have saved that aggression for the main, and I honestly do think that Cooper would have taken Forkner out had Forkner not made that mistake. But and then we get to the main event. Forkner takes the whole shot, and I was honestly surprised by Justin Cooper last night. As you know, that prediction show, I didn't really know what the West dude who was gonna be racing A1, so I kind of left Justin Cooper there, and I put Nichols and McElrath, but they're racing East. Even in that 250 West update I didn't even mention Cooper, and he comes out and wins the first race. Forkner was off last night. Let's be real. Austin Forkner was off last night. He had a big crash in practice in the whoops. And my thoughts on that. I have some thoughts on that too. He's got to learn not to push the limits that hard. He almost ended his season right there. Honestly, when he wasn't getting up, I was like, that's his season. He's not gonna race tonight. He's gonna blow his season, and he almost did blow his season last night. And then there's the mistake, and then if you haven't heard yet, Austin Forkner has been docked 2 positions, so he's gonna finish 5th last night for that the cutting the track deal, which he's been racing for how many years now? Since 2017 was his rookie year in Supercross. He has to know. He has to know. It's going back and forth with someone on this last night. My cousin was there last night, and she was saying that, hey, I was trying to tell her. She was trying to say that, yeah, it was he was off track, and I was like, no way, he was off track. She was going off that, like, if you get off track, get back on where it's safe and you don't gain advantages. That's the rule she was thinking of. But you could clearly see Forkner not once went off track in that little mistake, and getting pressured by Justin Cooper, I don't think so. I think it was a bad race for Forkner all around. He didn't look good in the heat. He looked okay in the main. He was looking actually really good before that. And after that, I think it kind of creeped into his head. And one thing I don't like, Muscat did this a lot too. I mean, there's a lot of things that Musquin did but remember when Musquin took out Tomac in Foxborough a few years ago, and remember his podium interviews and everything? He kept making excuses. Yeah, Forkner did the same thing last night. He did not own up to getting off the track there and cutting the track. He did not admit to it. And another thing that I noticed last night, remember in 250s when Marvin Musquin would win a race, he'd talk about everything, like everything that came on his mind, it was getting said. The same thing with Justin Cooper. I don't know, I'm sitting there watching that podium interview, and it's like, okay, he thanks his sponsors and everything, says it was a good race, but then he just keeps going on about the track, and I was like, dude, don't turn into Marvin Musquin. You just won your first race. Get up there, have your moment. Yes, maybe that's what it was. He was having his moment up on the podium. I don't know, he just reminded me a lot like Marvin Musquin on the podium last night. Oh boy. He just reminded me a lot like Marvin Musquin on the podium last night. So, that was cool to see Cooper get the first win right there. So that red plate goes from one of the Yamahas to another Yamaha. And Yamaha has both red plates now, 450s and 250s. Now we're going to get to that 450 main event. Let's talk about our winner first, Justin Barcia. If you've seen the prediction show, then you know I had Stewart, Anderson, Webb, Tomac and Roczen my top 5. I got that completely wrong. The only one I got right was Cooper Webb in third, and he got third last night, which I'm not the biggest Cooper Webb fan, but that was impressive with the going out there with the flu. That reminded me of a few years ago, Ryan Villopoto in his last season in Toronto. Like, going to the hospital, throwing up all day, and he comes out, and, I think he finished, 8th or 9th in that race. I can't remember. But that's what it reminded me of. He did really good. All the post-race interviews and the TV and everything, even on the podium, he sounded sick. Like, Cooper Webb was really sick last night, and for him to come out and do what he did, that was really cool. But I think that's the championship right there. If Cooper Webb is sick and he finishes third, I think the field needs to throw caution to that. Say, hey, if this dude is healthy, when this dude's healthy and he gets a start, which he didn't get that great of a start, he had to pass a few dudes to get to third, but if he's healthy, he grabs a start, we're not catching him. And same thing with Barcia. He got a start in the heat race, went away there, won that, which, okay, it was the heat race. I don't really know about the heat race anymore. Last year it was proven that the heat race tells us nothing about the main event. So, after that, I really don't go off heat races anymore, but I guess Heat Race Barcia wanted to prove something, and he came back in that main event, took the lead from Freezy early, and he was gone. Yassine Cerullo was kind of right there. I was trying to watch that gap the whole race and try to see where a certain number 3 was, but that's really all I was watching last night. And yeah, Barcia makes that critical mistake, and I don't know. That was funny. See, what Barcia did last night, him cutting across and trying to pass Yassine Cerullo back, that was okay. What Forkner did in his main event, that was not okay. And then Yassine Cerullo grabs the lead, and at that point, for some reason I thought, oh, this race is over, Yassine Cerullo is going to win it, and I'm going to look like an idiot because I didn't even put him top 5. I had him as one of my honorable mentions for the top 5. If he makes it, I wouldn't be surprised. Yassine Cerullo, that mistake right there, when it first happened, I was like, okay, he was trying to do that triple, and he got some wheel spin, which he did. But then I'm watching some of the highlights this morning. He's nailing that triple before that. So I don't know. Maybe he came out of the corner and lost some drive. I don't know. But that was strange to me. Makes that mistake. Almost rips his leg off. Probably hurt his I'm not gonna say it. But if you guys are men, you probably know what I'm talking about when you hit, because I've done it before. When you hit a certain spot down there, you probably hit that, and then he still saved it. That was a great save right there. Barsha gets back by, and that's pretty much the race. But that's not all I'm going to talk about here, because there was one guy right now I was dumbfounded by last night, and that is the other Kawasaki boy, Eli Tomac. What in the world? Tomac, okay, he gets a bad start. He's down there in 11th and makes up 4 spots and finishes 7th. I don't know what was going on with Eli. He definitely looked off last night. Even the heat race, he didn't look like he was gonna win last night. I thought a top 5 was possible with him last night and put him in the top 5, and that's why I put him in the top 5. But no, he just all he did last night was just fool around in 9th, 10th, 11th, and only got up to 7th place. I don't get that. See, this is what he needs to fix. Tomac needs to fix these dumb races where he doesn't move up. And honestly, I think that was Tomac now. Not if he keeps doing this, he can kiss that championship goodbye, because he's probably not going to get it anymore, because he got Roczen in front of you in points, and the most dangerous guy right now, Cooper Webb, in front of you in points, and you have your teammate way ahead of you in the points, which Cianciarulo was impressive last night. I have to agree, I was not expecting that from Cianciarulo. He did awesome last night. But who would have thought after the first round that Cianciarulo would be ahead of Tomac in the points? That I was just dumbfounded by that. Waking up this morning and realizing that Tomac only made up 4 spots. And then Ken Roczen, he gets an okay start. He's in front of Tomac at the start, but he makes some moves. And honestly, with that heat race, my only problem was, I think the only reason he lost that heat race is because he just ran out of time to catch Brayton, which rode phenomenal last night, and we'll get to what happened with him later. I thought, yeah, if he can get in second, I don't care who it's behind, he's got more time to pass, he's gonna pass him. And Barsha, I mean, what could you say? I already talked about him. That's right. But Roczen, Tomac and Roczen were my top 2, and they didn't even finish in the top 5. How sad is that? Does this mean bad stuff for Tomac and Roczen? No. They're still going to do good this year. They're going to get some wins this year. But that was really confusing to watch last night. Roczen go backwards. I couldn't believe my eye. Like when, who was it that got around him? The last dude to get around him, Baggett. Baggett rode really good last night, by the way. Baggett, he got around him in the whoops, and it almost seemed to me like Roczen let him by. Oh my god, I'm so stuffed up. That Roczen let him by there in the whoops. I don't know what that was about. That's almost what it seemed like. But Roczen, he's gotta he's gotta be wondering what's going on right now. Like, he looked like old, he looked like, yeah, I thought he was gonna come out like old Ken Roczen and show everyone who's boss, but he looked like 2018 Ken Roczen, really timid and like scared to be out there. I don't know what's going on. You would think, yeah, the arms might hinder him a little bit, but I think it was the track. That track broke down so gnarly that he just he just wanted to get out there safe. Tomac, on the other hand, knew he could do something. He has nothing wrong, maybe his shoulders, but that was so long ago. I don't even put any stock into that anymore. Like, that was so long ago. Guys, that was 5 years ago when he blew out his shoulders in Thunder Valley. But yeah, those two were really unimpressive last night. And let's talk about Zach Osborne. That crash in the heat race, man, that was not a soft landing. I didn't think he'd be okay. I actually, when he went down, I was actually scared that he was not gonna get up, because he wasn't getting up for a second, or at least the angle that the TV was showing, he wasn't getting. It didn't look like he was getting up, but they showed him he was up. He was okay. And when I first got my dirt bike, I crashed like that. Well, not exactly like that, but I hit my head like that. I know exactly, but I did it with no helmet. So yeah, call me an idiot not wearing a helmet with the dirt bike, especially when it's your first time. You don't know. But yeah, I knew exactly how that felt like right there. Good on him. He came out. I think he won the LCQ, and then comes out in the main. I think he finished like 12th or 13th, but I just want to mention him because that was a gnarly crash. And then we have Malcolm Stewart. What in the world? I honestly think last night that track had been better, or not broke down as much. You would have seen Stewart. You would have seen Stewart at least tops beating Tomac. You would have seen Stewart up there. I think it was just the start and the A1 pressure for him. It just got him. It just got him. That's all I was thinking there. So I'm not. And then how about Vince Freezy last night? I told you guys he was gonna be good last night. Yeah, he dropped down a little bit, but he wasn't like 2016 where he drops down to 17th. He actually, I believe, finished either 9th or 10th, maybe even 8th. And then there's Justin Brayton last night. Guy was on his game for a second, only for a second there. I thought he might win that main event with how good he was doing, and then he kind of dropped down. Webb got him. I think Webb got him, and who else got him last night? Baggett got him. Roczen, I think, got him. And then Jason Anderson, I think it was either Roczen or Baggett who got by Brayton there, and then Anderson made his move, and this Anderson and Brayton have some history back in St. Louis a few years ago, where Anderson just shoved Brayton off the track, off the triple. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was hilarious. And like Brayton got all mad and all that. That was funny there. But Anderson just comes through and just takes him down, and that's racing right there. That's racing. I'm sorry. That was not dirty right there. That's racing. That's kind of like the Ken Roczen incident last year in Glendale, where he saw an opportunity, he went for it, and he ended up taking him down. That's all that was right there. I wasn't mad about it. Nobody was mad about it. Anderson rode really well last night too. Little bit weird though. He was one. I think he finished fifth, so he was one spot off of my predictions list. But now my predictions for next week are out the window because I have no clue anymore. For both classes, like I really don't have a clue. Yeah, I'm gonna start posting these things on Sunday, but we're not done talking yet. No. Because there was one dude last night that I was so impressed with. I know this guy personally. I know these two guys personally. I want to talk about that 250 LCQ for a little bit. That was amazing. Fun fact, Chris Howe and me have been friends for, I think now one a Supercross season. We met outdoors in 2018. Yeah, 2018 outdoors we met. Went to a physical therapy that his girlfriend worked at, and was able to meet him and met up at a few races last year. You know, he's given me some gear. Like, that dude is really cool. And I just want to, before we continue that story, I just want to say right now, if you're going to go to a Supercross race this year, I know you want to go see all the big names like Roczen, Tomac, Barsha now, Webb. Make a stop at the privateers because they will talk to you. Like I'm almost like at the point where I'd rather just watch the LCQs all night, and I look forward to the LCQs all night because those guys worked hard to get there. They're not like these factory boys who are getting everything handed to them. They're actually working to race. Like Roczen, Tomac, and all those guys, Webb even, all they do is train and race. They don't buy any parts. They don't buy any gear. Oh boy. They don't do any of that. They just train and race. These guys train, drive all over the country because that is insane. Like, these guys, they do not get everything handed to them. They have to work for it. And they're pretty much the nicest guys in the pits. Like, people underestimate the privateers. Like, they're actually nice guys. Like, make a stop at the privateers and try to talk to them because they will talk to you. I mean, some of them not, but a lot of them will. Okay, back to Chris Howe. You know, he's really nice and really nice dude, giving me gear. I have a poster from him. I don't know where that thing went, but I have him. I have a lot of stuff from him. Met up at a few races, and then last night, I don't know where that whoop speed came from. I am going to Anaheim too, so I'm gonna have to ask him about that. I don't know where that whoop speed came from. That was gnarly though. And then this is kind of like the Anderson deal where he sees his opportunity. Well, he really didn't even have an opportunity. He just went for it. And he passed that Japanese kid and got in the main event. And that was the same thing with Anderson. He saw an opportunity to pass Brayton, and he did it. And that was for the top 5. And Brayton, I think, finished 8th, which at least he didn't beat Tomac. At least Tomac beat him. But only by 1 spot. That was insane. But yeah, I thought the LCQ was good, and congratulations to Chad Reed making the 250th start at A1. What a better place to do it. You know, it was a crazy first round, but not a lot happened, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if we go this weekend because Eli Tomac has a awesome record in St. Louis. I think he's won the past 2 times we've been to St. Louis, he has won by a handily margin. But one of them, that handily margin was kind of given to him because Dungey got stuck behind Reed. But St. Louis in 2018, holy mackerel. Tomac's going to be up there, but we will talk all of that in the prediction show on Thursday. that's about all I have here for Anaheim 1, the post-race show. Thank you, Mo, so much for watching. Let's have a great season of Monster Energy Supercross. And I don't know who's going to win the championship anymore. So let's have a great season. And we'll see you later. Actually, no. Before I go, let me announce something. At Anaheim 2, I will be there. I have a big video schedule up. I will be posting the 250 LCQ, 450 LCQ full race. And then, for that, then that's not all. I will be posting a big, long video that shows basically the pit party. I don't know what it's called now. What is that place called? It was called Fan Fest last year, but I think they changed it again. The pit party. Oh, I think it's the Riders Lounge now. That's fun. Pit party footage. There's a little podium on the pit party. I'll take you guys up there. There is show you guys the bikes up close, and then the Ride of Fame thing that they had yesterday. I will try to get some footage there, and then we're gonna get some footage of the night show. But it'll be pretty rad. It'll be a pretty rad video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten lately on my Supercross videos. I'll keep doing them if you keep wanting them. Thank you so much for watching, though. I can't thank you enough. Let's have a great Supercross season, and see you on Thursday for the prediction show for St. Louis.